Brickyard, JW Miller wins. It is one of the biggest races of the season, and tonight 10 become 4 as we are at the corner of 16th and Georgetown in the Circle City of Indianapolis, the small town of Speedway, 9 miles to the north and west of that city right there in the background. Indianapolis, this is the virtual Indianapolis Motor Speedway as we get you ready for the 13th race of the season and the third race of the playoffs. As I mentioned, tonight, 10 become 4. And we'll find out which 4 will race for the championship tonight as we get you ready for the race this evening. Did I get the numbers right? It is the JWM Decks and Patios 200 at the Brickyard. Of course, it is the Black Horizon Truck Series with the Great Lakes Esports Network. We appreciate everybody being a part of race number 13 tonight here at the Brickyard. 80 laps, 200 miles, 70 degrees, a little chilly out there. Well, 70 is actually nice wherever you are, but yeah, it can be chilly too. Depends on how the wind is. 55% humidity, partly cloudy skies. I'd say it's pretty nice weather there in Speedway, Indiana, home of the Lugnuts. Yes, that is the high school nickname of the team there. The Lugnuts, believe it or not, one of many weird names in the state of Indiana. All right, so what do we have in store for you this evening? We have got 10 drivers in the running of the playoffs. Now, we do have some drivers that are in the playoffs that are not here tonight, and we'll go over that in just a few minutes or so. As a matter of fact, one of the drivers who is not here right now, should I mention, is actually one of the drivers in the Final Four as of right now. But with him not showing up this evening, it's going to make things look very, very interesting, I must say, when it comes to the playoff grid and the way it looks. So how does it look right now as we enter? Here we are, the playoff grid. And this is accurate this week, I promise. Sam Fontaine up there at the top, more than likely is in as we look at it. And this is thanks to, of course, the Great Lakes Sim Racing website. Got a pretty decent-sized lead there. JW Miller second. He is pretty much it. It's from here down where the issue comes into play. Brandon Alphin right now sitting at 307 points. He's got a pretty good-sized gap over Alex Cummings. Alex Cummings is one of the drivers not here tonight, I've noticed so far. But Lucas Strayer, Justin Bondurant, Brent Murphy, Aaron Smith, Dylan Glass, Trey Eldridge. Those are the other drivers. Now, Trey, I have not seen him. It doesn't look like he's here tonight. Dylan Glass is here. Aaron Smith is here. And, of course, Aaron's going to need pretty much a big night tonight to find his way up there into the top 4. But it is possible when it is all said and done. So that is the way the points sit right now as we get ready for this race. And we're going to get the cars out here on the track, and I'm going to mute my mic for just a quick second. All right, back I am. Sorry about that. Had a little situation trying to get taken care of. All right, the grid is set tonight for Indianapolis. You see the cars down there. And let's take a look at the starting lineup for what has become the annual penultimate event. I should say annual, the seasonal. I believe this is the third season now that the second to last event has happened at Indianapolis. Aaron Smith on the pole, 52.749 seconds. He's pretty fast. He won last week, of course, in a dominant effort at Watkins Glen. Got max points. Going to look to do it again this evening. He'll start next to Sean Peachin. Easily his best track and his best chance potentially go to victory lane tonight in that Toyota number 21. Brandon Alphin, third in points. He'll start there in P3 alongside Sam Fontaine. For some reason, his name is not in the letter C. He is in the playoffs, I promise you. JW Miller going to start fifth, the winner of last season's race alongside Ben Pierce. Jason Dalton, Lucas Strayer, they will take row number 4. Row 5 is where you see Justin Bondurant and Tyler Brewer. Bondurant also in the playoffs. For some reason his name didn't come up with a C on it. Brett Murphy, Tim Abril, they'll take row number 6. Row 7, Cam Ingram, Dylan Glass. Row number 8, Cedric Ingram and Chris Evans. Row number 9, Travis Icovanci and Drift. Jacob Gladulich got his first career win earlier this season. And Matt Telder will round out the 19 starters, it looks like, in this race. So, again, yes, we do have some drivers in the playoffs that will not be here tonight. So their season will, well, technically end tonight, but they'll still have a chance to race next week at the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. As the trucks roll off for the one pace lap before they get the green flag. And go around this famed yard of bricks. They go through the south section of the track over there, turn 1 and 2, up the 5/8 mile back straightaway to turn 3 and 4. It'll be 80 laps to make up the 200 miles in the JWM Patios and Grills 200. And no, before anybody asks, it is not named after J.W. Miller. I thought it was too, and I went and asked J.W. himself. He says, no, it's actually just ironic. I mean, for sponsor reasons, maybe you might want to look at J.W. Miller's truck for the future there. JWM Patios and Spas, because it might make sense. All right, here they come off turn number 4. And another season where the round of 10 become the rounded 4 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway virtually on the Captain Esports Network. Get ready for a wild one, because it always is. Aaron Smith leads them to the green. Already off turn 3 and 4, you see the trucks going back and forth. You're going to see a lot of this tonight. The draft is a big factor here. Chris Evans started on pit road. Just FYI, he has come out onto the track. And, of course, our cameras tonight, presented by TrackCams22.com. Make sure you check them out on Facebook, on iRacing, in the forums there, and, of course, on their website. As off at turn 4, it will be Aaron Smith leading lap 1. Sean Peachin right there. Alphin, Fontaine, Miller, Dalton, Strayer, Brewer, Pierce, I should say, and Bondurant. Back here, Cam Ingram looking underneath the 10 of Brett Murphy. Now, what's very interesting about this track in this race, For some reason, it always turns into pit strategy at this track 2 seasons ago. Cody Beatty went to victory lane for the first time, running out of fuel pretty much crossing the line. Last season, JW Miller, pit strategy, wins the race. Now, obviously, you might think, well, Ace Racing should have the win here. You never know. That's why we run the race. Fontaine there, the 91 truck, looking to go to the playoffs, or the round of 4 for the 2nd straight season. Aaron Smith's got some blinking issues up there. I'm not sure how much that's affecting Sean Peachin. Lucas Strayer trying to hold off Tyler Brewer back here, 8th position, 7th and 8th that is, that Toyota and that Ford F-150. Bondurant right there behind him. We ride with Brewer. So depending on how you work the draft and your strategy and stuff, it's going to be very tight every fuel cycle here, because some trucks are saying they can go about 19 to 20 laps on a tank of fuel. And of course, you do the math, 80 divided by 4 is the number 20. Bondurant looking underneath Brewer. Bondurant going to get by. He's going to bring his teammate with him there. Brett Murphy into 10. Oh, Brewer, a little bit of a block. You're going to see a lot of that here at Indy, because that's the way you almost got to take care of the truck. When it comes to another truck trying to get underneath you, you got to try to protect that inside. Now, you will see a little later in the run, Indianapolis does develop a topside here on iRacing. It's kind of weird because you don't see that much at the Brickyard, but you can eventually work the topside. Let's go up here to 2nd as Brandon Alphin, the 3rd place points getter. Trying to take 2nd from Sean Peachin, is patiently riding behind the young man who was born in the Indianapolis area up towards Lafayette, which is about an hour northwest. Lives in Vegas now and calls this his favorite track. Some might say he even puts too much pressure on himself to win here, but the man has a lot of reason and a lot of pressure on himself to get out here and win. And unbiasedly will say I hope he gets it. That would be really cool to see. Let's go back here. His teammates side by side. Bondurant inside of Strayer. Those two right there are 5th and 6th in the points. So, you know, they're going to be trying to get whatever they can get tonight. Now, the good news here is with Alex Cummings not making this race, one of them two could, and most likely, will be the 4th points guy. Unless something dramatic happens. Got to remember, we use the old NASCAR point system in this series. And when I say that, I mean the 90s point system. Cam Ingram, number 7, Estrada Italiano Chevrolet, inside of Brewer, who's sort of falling back in that race labs. Number 40, the F-150. Dylan Glass there behind him, and then Tim Averill. As we come by to complete 7 laps this time by. Already almost a 10th of the way. Oh, Brewer, hold on, young man. That truck was all kinds of loose. Down to turn one at a track where all four corners are similar when it comes to distance, but drive completely different. As back here, you see the 10, and Murphy passes his teammate in the one truck. So you see their teammates battling it out there for the 8th and 9th positions as Strayer running in 9th. He's the one that seems to be falling back right now. And also falling back, Sam Fontaine, as he's in the clutches of J.W. Miller, last season's winner, Mr. Long Run as I like to call him. Back here in the 10th position, or the 5th position. Aaron Smith has pulled away to a 2-second lead over Sean Peachin, so the handling really starting to kick in on these trucks. And I think one thing you're seeing here is J.W. Miller's actually drafting behind Fontaine to get them up to Alphen and Peachin. So back here, 13th, Tim Averill following the Talladega winner from earlier this season, Ben Pierce in the 13th position. Cedric Ingram back there in 15th behind them. Of course, all this will lead up to Indianapolis, or to Chicagoland next week. And the Black Horizon easy there, 250. I was trying to remember the exact distance of the race, the 250 miler, I believe it is, that's ran at Chicagoland next week to decide the championship. It's the longest race on the season. As they cross the line, 12 laps in, is Aaron Smith. He's had some connection issues, but he's been able to run up front here. He's got a 2.2 second lead over Sean Peachin. Alphen's about 6/10 back in third. J.W. Miller has gone by Sam Fontaine. So J.W.'s moved up to 4th, and then Fontaine back to 5th. So the three drivers that are here tonight that are the top 3 in points are pretty much in the top 5. It's a matter of, can Aaron Smith gain the points he needs to get up in there to be that 4th driver? He's going to need some issues from Justin Bondurant. He's going to need some issues from Lucas Strayer. Jason Clark, the race admin, is, I think, trying to bring a broadcaster's curse out of his mouth as Bondurant continues to move through the field up to 6th. So as we get closer to lap 20, the strategy you need to know, as you see Pierce underneath of Brewer, is completing lap 20. If any of these cars or trucks pit before lap 20, they will more than likely not make it the rest of the way. That's how close this is. Most of the field's getting pretty spread out. Dylan Glass almost off the pace here. Not sure what's going on with the 16 truck, but he is off the pace. Trying to see from here if there's right side damage. But he is letting others go by. Maybe saving some fuel here. Up front here, Jason Dalton trying to make a move for 8th. Gets back in line behind Strayer. We're 15 laps in to this JWM Patios 200, as Brandon Alford has let J.W. Miller and Sam Fontaine go by for position. Might be some fuel saved for him, maybe. Basically, for Brandon, he has to keep Strayer and Bondurant in his sights, which right now they're behind him. So right now he has nothing to worry about. And speaking of the Bondurant-Strayer combo, there they are, teammate with Brett Murphy. All three of them, 3 of the 4, running 7th, 8th, or 6th, 7th, and 8th right now in the field as they try to work together. Up here, J.W. Miller continues his move. Sean ain't going to give it to him, though. And this is where I told you later in the run, the outside lane actually becomes interesting. Miller gets a little loose underneath. They're both getting squiggly loose. I talked about earlier how this track drives different, as Peachin got a little too far up the track and allowed Miller to get the run, and he's going to take second. It's going to get Peachin a run for 3rd now. Or I'm sorry, Fontaine. And Fontaine moves to 3rd. You just see the truck getting real loose. Somebody I do want to give credit to, Chris Evans. And this might be something to ponder on the Evans move. Evans started on pit road. He did not have to run the pace lap. As Aaron Smith coming to pit road at lap 18. J.W. Miller to pit road. Sean Peachin to pit road. Oh, let the fun begin. Oh, somebody missed Dakota pit road. Tyler Brewer, the caution is out. The same thing happened last season. All these trucks should be able to get service and fuel. What a break this is for the guys who came to pit road right there. I think it's a second straight season somebody actually lost it coming to pit road. Tonight it becomes Tyler Brewer in the 40 truck. Let's back it up here. Comes out of turn 4. Going to lock it up here and try not to run over Ben Pierce. And the back end comes around back onto the track. And right there triggers the caution. And caution out. Let's get up front here because we're going to see the leaders coming to pit road, this time by
Lane.
Faded.
So let's see what the leaders do. And they will come to pit road here. These are all the trucks that did not pit under the caution, and you might see some of them who did come right back in here. I look up top, Drift's waiting on people to go by. That's going to be an interesting situation there. Fine. I think Alfin's out of gas. You see him weaving. That's going to cycle. Yeah, Aaron Smith came back to pit road here, so that's going to cycle J.W. Miller to the lead. It's actually going to put Aaron Smith back when it comes to track position here. So very interesting move by the 70 as the race off pit road won by Fontaine. Brett Murphy with a good stop on his end. All right, so Miller and them are going to save fuel now. And we should get one to go next time by. So here's the next question. Who comes back and tops off the tank? I'd be surprised the whole field comes down here. Sean Peachin comes to pit road. He's going to top it off. Tim Abril, Aaron Smith, Justin Bondurant, Lucas Strayer, Ingram, Pierce, Glass, Brewer, and Evans all coming to pit road. Now we get to see how this is going to play out for these trucks. A lot of trucks taking track position over the fuel tank. So we'll have J.W. Miller, Sam Fontaine, Brett Murphy, Brandon Alphin, Cameron Ingram, your top 5 as we come back to the green flag. All right, pace car lights are off. And look at the outside lane, only has 3 trucks because everybody coming to pit road causes a single file restart for the rest of the trucks at pit as the green flag's back out. Sean Peachin restarts 8th after pitting with 1 to go. Again, Murphy trying to hold off Fontaine on the outside, who tries to push Miller down the back straightaway. They cross the line. Miller going to lose the lead to Murphy. Fontaine going to try to swing by for second. And this might be JW going into fuel save mode as he gets loose. Alfin's going to go by. Dalton's going to go by. That's Cam Ingram inside of Miller now. So he's going to fall all the way back to the 6th position. After restarting P1. Aaron Smith, Tim Averill starting to work their way up through here. Sean Peachin also. Back there getting a little loose. I think that was might have been Chris Evans back there in the 98 who gets loose here. Is Aaron Smith, Tim Averill, all these guys going by JW Miller. I think for Miller, he's 1, saving tires, but 2, probably saving fuel. Travis Ikavachi to pit road. As your top 4 trying to get away from Cam Ingram. As the free fall, JW Miller continues. Back to the 11th position now. Peachin getting a little loose as he tries to follow Cam Ingram through the field here. Cam actually slides up the track and allows Sean to go right on by. So Sean will go up to 5th. Let's see if Aaron's able to get that run for 6th. There he goes. As Cam goes way up the track there. Not sure what took place with the 7, but he is going to fall back a couple spots. So maybe some safe fuel on his end. Or fuel save. Safe fuel. Yeah, one of those things. Those who are Drift fans running 18th right now, he is a lap down. If we get another caution, he will be the recipient of the lucky dog. Key word right now is the word if. But right now, JW Miller cycled out about the 12th position after restarting P1. As we look at Alphin to the inside of Fontaine for second. Not able to make the move as Fontaine had the draft of the lead there in front of him. Not that I normally put weather updates on the air during a broadcast, but just a heads up, we do have some weather approaching some of the areas, especially where I'm at. I've already got my wife, who's actually staying up with her in-laws right now, or her parents right now, with the little one. They actually under a severe thunderstorm warning, so I had to keep them in track. So that's why you might hear a little bit of silence at times, because I'm just making sure everything weather-wise is okay from my end. As we look here, Sean Peachin, he's now peaking low on Alphin. These are the guys that all pitted at 1 to go before the green flag came back out. As we come by, we'll complete lap 30 this time by. As you see Aaron Smith trying to go by, as Alphin tries to go a little block on Dalton into the corner here. Lost a little bit of momentum. How about this? Side by side by side by side, 3 rows deep. And you see Fontaine has gone to the lead here at lap 31. As we got, what, 7 cars underneath a blanket here, all within 0.8 of a second. Peaching a dive underneath Aaron Smith for third. Aaron, who led a good portion of this race early. And you see Dalton, and then you see Bondurant right there behind him. For these guys, they want to get to lap 40. If they can get to the halfway point, they'll be set to go on one more stop to the finish. see Aaron Smith, we ride with him. Now you see some of these cars starting to kind of pull away now. Might be some strategy here now as all these drivers figure out when to pit and what to do, because you're looking at 6 laps before you get to lap 40. You had some trucks come down at the 1 to go mark before the caution ended. Some of these guys pitted the one time and left it at that, and then others pitted right before the caution. Question after tonight, who will be the 4 drivers racing for a championship next week in the virtual Chicagoland Speedway? Back here, Lucas Strayer inside of Averill. This is for the 8th position. As the top 7 have driven away. Cam Ingram there behind him. Also Ben Pierce up to the 11th position. JW Miller still sitting back here at 12th. So that really tells me that he's definitely in fuel save mode, because we saw him earlier rocket up through the field in that first run of the race. We complete lap 36, so about 4 laps before they pit. Up front, Brett Murphy starting to go for the lead as they come up on the lap truck of Drift. Fontaine able to hold him off with the draft, but you see Aaron Smith starting to work his way up and through the field for second. I'm going to take a chance here and put the audio on. I like to do this sometimes as we get close to the green flag pit stops. How about 4 wide down the front straightaway? Yikes! Aaron Smith, he gets out of it, almost wrecked it. That was impressive. What a move by Peachin. Who wants to win this race, huh? Aaron Smith's like, hey, I'll one-up it. Let's go for it. 3 wide down the back.
Sorry, Andrew. I thought Drift in the wall, and I was just falling after that.
They're good.
Ah! Still 3.
Hitting him.
Somehow Brett Murphy is still held on. Sean's just trying to get a draft back into turn 1 as J.W. Miller comes to pit road, lap 39. Telder also on pit road. All right, they calm down for a second. Let's go to Miller's pit stop here. Should see a majority of the field, I'm thinking right here.
He's pitting this time.
All right, Aaron Smith coming to pit road. Brett Murphy coming to pit road. You saw Murphy about run over the 70.
One pit in this lap.
Chris Evans back there on pit road now.
00 pitting in, 00 pitting in.
Forward pit.
21's coming in.
Four tires and fuel, and they pull away. Let's see who else comes in. Here comes a lot of trucks. Oh, and Sean Peachin swerves out, and he spins into the wall. Sean Peachin's in the wall, and the caution is out. Now the question is, who made pit road? Four tires in fuel. The question is, can they get? There's a 70 coming to the left. And I believe they will all get in front of Aaron Smith there. So Cam Ingram is going to be the leader of this race. And for Sean Peachin, heartbreak again at his, what he calls his home track. Well, this is where the engine, I think, gives way on him. Unfortunately, it doesn't show me the that's what happens right here. All right. So let's see what happens here. So Sean come. Oh, and did a wheel hop on him? Oh, and he. Oh, wow. You can't help but feel terrible for Sean. That's. I want to go on board. I want to see if he wheel hopped or something. I didn't hear any kind of wheel hop. Just the back end came around and bam. All right, so once again, a shakeup in the lineup. As Chris Evans, I'll be on the tail end of the lead lap here. He'll get a wave around and go back around the field, and Able to restart on the lead lap, and then he'll hand the lead to Sam Fontaine in the 91 truck. And this JWM Patios 200 is a lot of trucks coming to pit road to top off the fuel cell. Sean, I would not say you're stupid, brother. I would just say we make mistakes. And yes, it's understandable to feel stupid. As we'll come back to the green here at lap 44. Now, I'm not one that pulls out trends or anything like this, but some reason these last couple of seasons, it has come down to a caution right around lap number 58. Oh, you did the right thing. Did a wheel hop or did just the rear brakes? Because I didn't hear the wheel hop on board. So let's look and see if that's exactly what transpires here. Green flag, lap 44, and oh, let's turn it up, by the way, Black Horizon style. I don't know if I should take that as a compliment from you, Luke, or not. The joke there with Luke is the fact that he and I have teamed up. He's races over in the Lionheart IndyCar Series as Alfin's going to poke out for the lead here. And I've been helping kind of be a strategist and stuff like that. And 3 races in, we are yet to make a pit stop together. So Brandon Alfin to the front. JW Miller up here to third. Look at Dylan Glass coming out of nowhere. How about that? Every Chase driver in this race is running in the top 10 right now. That's pretty impressive. Aaron Smith, fastest lap of the race just there, 52.88, that time by. As we are past the halfway point. Driving Aaron Smith down to turn 3. See if we hear any fuel save going on. I do not hear any saving at all coming out of Aaron Smith's truck. I do see some looseness though. Whoa! That's called a tank slapper, and he's still fighting her. 4-wheel drifter. A Circle City drift out of the 70, shall we? Back here, these two fighting it out. Telder and Brewer. Tim Abrams also in here. Telder gets up into the wall a little bit. They're going into turn 1, missed the angle. Ben Pierce also here, and also Chris Evans, Cedric Ingram back there in the 19 truck. Cream does rise to the top in multiple ways, Mr. Clark, and part of it is with Black Horizon Brewery, of course, the sponsor of the Truck Series. Big shout out to those guys. Of course, their big race next week, the 250-miler from the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. Will settle a champion. Amongst 4 drivers. If this race were to end right now, I believe it would be Alfin, Miller, Fontaine, and Bondurant. And trying to work on that for a limited 3 wide here for second. Dylan Glass in contact with Miller. A took the cow flap off of Dylan's truck. 3 wide here. Aaron Smith wants a piece of it. I knew what he meant. Bondurant's like, please, guys, no. And cooler heads prevail here for a second, but how much damage do these trucks have now? Oh, Dylan Glass loose, smacks the wall. Does a great job keeping it up against it. I think the action's picking up now, boys. Dylan Glass off the pace. Bondurant going to lose a spot to Aaron Smith. That's for 4th. Cam Ingram working around the fork truck who's been in the wall, it looks like. He and Brett Murphy going by for a position, 7th and 8th. I'm going to say one compliment real quick as one truck's way down the track. Is that Bondurant? I think Bondurant about wrecked her. I want to give a compliment to Brett Murphy. And yeah, I know we haven't recorded a podcast in a very long time, and I apologize along with Sam and everybody. It's been crazy. But Brett Murphy earlier this season, I think he was running mostly mid-pack, like back towards the back. And the man came, a couple weeks ago, about 1 at Michigan, and has been up in the top 5 most of today. If there was any kind of a most improved driver this season, I think he's easily up there. Oh, Dalton getting loose. Well, they're trying to make my trend look good here. As Telder goes by. Going back here for a second, JW Miller. Trying to get around Fontaine. Somebody's got a Smoking Joe motor on pit road. I don't know who it is. Is it Sean? I think your truck's smoking on pit road. Just FYI. Second, third, fourth. And you got Bondurant there in 5th. He's going to nose the wall a little bit. Strayer there in 6th. Cam Ingram there in 7th. Big shout out to JWM Patios and Decks for sponsoring tonight's 200-mile race here. Oh, Bondurant slams the wall that time. Problem with these trucks, they are so fragile that if you hit them one time, it's almost like the end of the night for you. Aaron Smith inside of JW Miller for 3rd. Brewer and Evans back here battling. 22 laps to go here at the Brickyard. 58 laps complete this time by. Pit stop's going to be coming very shortly. Fontaine losing a spot. Aaron Smith the second. As Murphy getting inside Ingram, it gets loose. Teammates all going to try to work with each other here, I think. No, Murphy's going to the inside. As they're 3 wide as Cam Ingram takes it to turn 3. Oh, contact! Oh, they save it! As JW Miller comes to pit road. Oh, never mind. Somebody was smoking. I thought it was you. Sorry, Sean. Murphy inside of Ingram here. These guys fighting it as Telder's on pit road with Miller. .14.8 for Miller. As here comes the leader, Brandon Olfen to pit road. Who else is coming? Looks like all the TIX guys. So that's going to hand the lead to Aaron Smith. Who is trying to pull off the feat that only one other driver has done in this series. And we all know who that is, Ricky Springer, to miss the first race and still make the Final Four of the playoffs. We check on the pit stops. Olfen 12.5. I think that might be a 2-tire stop we just seen. Aaron Smith coming in. Along with Strayer, Fontaine, Murphy, Pierce, Dalton. And Fontaine overshot his pit stall. Not the time to make a mistake. Now gives the lead to Justin Bonder and Cedric Ingram, 1 and 2 now. Bonder might be out of fuel, it sounds like. Oh, that thing's sputtering. And that's going to hand the lead right here. This is your battle for the lead. As Aaron Smith to the inside. As Smith goes to the front. J.W. Miller up here to third, and it's Cam Ingram. He is about 7 seconds back from J.W. Miller now. So this field really getting spread out now. Fontaine, after his mistake on pit road, runs fifth now. Brett Murphy back to sixth. Lucas Strayer seventh. And Matt Telder eighth with Tim Averill ninth. And Ben Pierce now your top 10. As the 70 starting to drive away from the field. 1.1 seconds now on Alphen. As Brett Murphy has ran the fastest lap of the race of 52.83. As we have 15 laps to go. As we look back at Pierce. Wait, what? So 70 of Aaron Smith. Is that what I'm reading here from Sean Peachin? Was speeding on pit road? He stays out, so not sure what's going on there, but interesting potential development there. $13 to go. Fontaine, Murphy. As I noticed, J.W. Miller falling off the pace here. Is he short on fuel? He must be. He did pit early. As they go by the lap truck adrift. as Dylan Glass on pit road. Unscheduled pit stop for the 16. Back here, Cam Ingram bringing Fontaine with him to third and fourth. One thing I do want to point out too is the points battle in the team side of things. Coming into last week, Ace Racing, I believe it was second in points in front of TIX, and it was only a 2-point separation amongst the two, with, of course, Millennium up front. So that's going to be another battle we're going to be watching real closely at Chicagoland next week. Fontaine gets to third now as Ingram tries to hold off Murphy for fourth. Murphy sends it into turn one and takes it. 10 laps to go in what has been a wild race, to say the least. And I've just noticed something on Cam Ingram's mask. Let's take a look at this. What in the world? I saw that outside of his cockpit, and I'm like, JW Miller's on pit road. Oh, how the twist this could be in the playoffs. And Miller's been in the outside wall. Heavy damage on the 6. With Lucas Strayer running 6, this might be the spot where Strayer sneaks in. Miller tops off the fuel and leaves. Well, we got developments everywhere here. A lot of people make the jokes that Ace Racing, this is like their spot to quote-unquote steal wins. Last couple seasons, Cody Beatty, JW Miller. The question is, did Ace Racing use their steal of a win at another track this season? Strayer trying to get around Ingram. He gets the run into the corner, and Cam gives it to him. Aaron Smith, 6.5 seconds now, 6.5 over Brandon Olfen, who's got about 3 seconds himself over Sam Fontaine, who's got about 0.6 of a second on Brett Murphy. Now I want to focus something back here at the 12th and or 13th and 14th position, as we have Chris Evans and JW Miller. Now, one thing is for certain. This Ace Racing team, they definitely do the whole team racing deal. And what I mean by that is do not be surprised if Miller gets ahead of Evans. And look at this, Chris Evans on pit road. Five laps to go for Aaron Smith, looking for back-to-back victories. As Cam and Strayer continue to swap positions. These guys have been wheeling it throughout the night. Uh-oh, the Thunder's arrived in the Scala Manor. The line of storms are approaching. Good news, we're not under any kind of warning here, but hey, you never know how power can be. Four laps to go. Four of the top six, all chase drivers. These two are fiercely going at it. I don't even know if fiercely is a word, but I just made it up. Hold on, Lucas. So Sean Peach sharing the math with me. He said that Aaron Smith cannot make it mathematically to the Final Four. So if that's the case, then we're looking at Alfin Fontaine and two of these three, Bondurant, Strayer, and Miller, I believe, are the other three. Two of those three are going in. Does it seem like every season at this race I'm sitting there doing math in my head? See, was it Christopher Dean and William Calhoun 2 seasons ago? I need a calculator of some kind, like, in front of me where I can do the math. 2 laps to go. Forgive me. I always do that. This is where I get to learn to do some math real quick here. Let's see. Miller had 60 points on Strayer. 2, 5, 10. That's going to be tight. It's going to be real tight. I would say this. I think Strayer's in. It's a matter of Bondurant versus Miller, and I think Miller's okay. As the white flag is out for Aaron Smith, he's in turn 2. If I'm doing the math right, you're seeing Alfin Fontaine, Lucas Strayer, and JW Miller as your Final Four. You cannot help but be impressed with the effort of Aaron Smith. He missed the first race. and then came on strong. He led the most laps in Watkins Glen and won the race. As he comes off turn 4, it's going to be close on leading the most laps. But from the pole, he is going to come to the line and dominate the Brickyard as Aaron Smith wins at Indy. And the battle on for second. Fontaine will steal second from Alphin. And back here, welcome to the playoffs, Lucas Strayer in the Final Four. And then back here, Justin Bonder in 10th position, just lost a spot crossing the line here. And here comes JW Miller. Will finish in the 13th position. So I think that is going to put Miller in. So the JWM Patios Index 200 goes to Aaron Smith. His second straight win. And there goes the wall. We take a look at the finishing order. Spencer wins it by 11 seconds over Sam Fontaine. Brandon Alphin third. Brett Murphy and Cam Ingram your top 5. That was pretty bright lightning. Lucas Strayer finishes 6th. Ben Pierce 7th. Tim April 8th. Cedric Ingram and Justin Bonder at your top 10. 11th goes to Jason Dalton. 12th to Matt Telder. J.W. Miller 13th. Tyler Brewer and Chris Evans your top 15. Drift finishing 16th. Dylan Glass 17th, Sean Peachin 18th. Unfortunately for him, 19th goes to Travis Icavaci and 20th to Jason Clark, who did not race. He's the admin, as always. All right, going to take a chance. I'm going to talk to a few drivers here before we go off the air. Let's start with, let's actually talk to our winner. We usually talk to the winner last, but I'm going to get him out of the way. Just in case the power gets knocked out, I at least get the winner's interview with me here in the channel as Aaron Smith joins us here. Aaron, congratulations. A second straight win for you. You did everything you potentially could to get into the Final Four. It looks like you're just going to come up short, though.
Oh, really?
I think
well,
so.
That's all right.
I mean, I'm going off human math here, so yeah, it's going to be close. Let's put it like that.
Well, that's all right. As far as races go, I couldn't really ask for much more, to be honest with you. Had a pretty good battle with Peach in there in the middle sector of the race, and were able to pull away with it on that last run.
Now, you definitely did you did everything you could do. It just, from what I'm looking at here, just a couple of other guys that were right above you had great runs too. So I'm 99.9% certain you're probably not making it. But still, though, to show your speed, I mean, it's unfortunate you missed that one race, but to show the speed that you've had this season, I think you got to be proud about that.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, to run that well in these trucks when they're so close and have such a low margin for error, it's certainly a lot more than I was expecting. So I'm glad I could have the season that I did, and I'm looking forward to the last race.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chicagoland coming up. It's not over yet for you. Can we three-peat the end of the season?
Hey, you never know. I mean, anything can happen in these races, especially with the trucks. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it works out.
Absolutely. They say the first one's the hardest to get, so why not get number 2 back-to-back? Congratulations. A win at the Brickyard is yours. Shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, I'd like to thank all the folks at the Great Lakes Series for having me here and putting on a good show, and y'all for broadcasting, and all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it one more time next week.
I have to ask, Gamecock fan? Or is that
What was
not
that?
a Gamecock fan?
Nah, I don't really
okay.
follow football. So.
Well, I didn't know. I just checking because obviously their women's basketball team won the championship this week, and now another South Carolina win for Aaron Smith. Congratulations, bud.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I tried to segue it there. It didn't work, okay? But, yep, looks like the Final Four has been set. Fontaine, Alphen, Strayer, and Miller, as I thought it would be when it's all over with. So let's get the Final Four in here. Let's have a word with them. Of course, 3 of them did finish right up there or 2 of them were right there in the top 3, so we'll get those guys in here. Let's start with let's get Miller. Is he even in here? JW, he might have left already and said, I don't want to talk. Yeah, I don't see JW, so he's probably not too happy right now, but congrats, JW. You're in the Final Four next week for a second time, but also in is this guy right here, and this is going to be probably a pretty exciting interview for Lucas Strayer, who happens to be one of the Final Four drivers. Lucas, you're going racing to Chicagoland for a championship, bud.
Bro, I'm going to cry, honestly. Like, that whole race, I was calculating everything. Like, as soon as Cummings said he was probably not going to race, I was calculating every point. Like, even near the end there when I was racing Ingram, and I was in the thing of, like, I don't know if I need these points, but he's racing me too hard to risk it. I was, oh my God. But the worst thing of it all is 5th place is Justin and 6th place is Brett. I had to beat my own teammates to make it, which is bittersweet because I get to celebrate. And then I have 2 teammates who are like, we almost made it.
Well, let's look at the positives here. Let me help you pick you up a little bit there. Is you guys still have, obviously, the team to beat in the point standings on the team side of things. So at least there's something there for the whole team to work for.
True. I mean, yeah, I think we actually locked it up with this finish because I think we have like a 300-point lead or something. So I think as long as we start the Final Four, I think we're guaranteed it, which is pretty sweet for how last year went. And yeah, I told my family if I made Final Four, I'd send in the links. So I'm going to have hopefully family watch me, hopefully not crash out and finish 4th, but hopefully give them a good race. But yeah, Final Four, I'm excited. I survived a playoffs I didn't think I was going to survive. And I get to say our lovely broadcaster gets all the praise again. I haven't been able to say that for a couple weeks.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what I did to deserve that. But thank you.
You always deserve it. You're the lovely broadcaster who does his great job every week.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Well, great job. You get your chance to shout out whoever likes you, bud.
Millennium Enterprises, always. That's and Grit Marketing. They gave me a great car. And soap. I think they're on the quarter panel of my car. Hopefully go buy some soap. But also, the Jeremy Mayfield scheme worked. I joked we're running Jeremy Mayfield because he won the race to put himself in the top final 10 to make the playoffs. So we ran a Jeremy Mayfield style, and I didn't win the race, but I made the Final Four, so we'll call it a win.
Well, the irony about that race, that was 2004 that year when Mayfield won at Richmond, is he knocked out his teammate to get in. Just saying. Irony.
Oh, I feel so bad right now. Oh, I feel so bad.
Good job, Lucas. We'll see you next week, bud.
Thanks, man. Hopefully I'll be talking to you as the winner.
Yeah, that sounds good. Now, what I didn't tell Luke is that his 2 guys were actually already out, technically, at this point, and had to work their way in. Casey Kane was in at that point. That's the difference there. Anyways, all right, so that's Lucas Strayer finishing in the, 6th position, I think it was, and getting himself into the Final Four. Let's get Brandon Alphen and bring him up here as he'll race for a championship next week. Brandon, congratulations to you. A top 3 run, just lost out second there to Fontaine, but obviously still going to be racing for a championship next week at Chicagoland.
Yeah, that was the goal coming into this race, is trying to survive and advance the next week. I tried to get Smith with a two-tire stop, but I mean, I don't know. I just got to give credit to him, man. He's good.
Yeah, I was going to say, I saw the 2-tire move there you made, but you definitely were competitive up there throughout the night, ran top 3, top 4 throughout. That had to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I always like coming to Indy. I've ran here a couple times in a couple other leagues, and and done well. Had pretty good success. So I've always enjoyed the track, and just it was a lot of fun out there today. And we're just on to Chicagoland.
There you go, on to Chicagoland it is, as you'll be able to raise the banner for TIX in that series, trying to get not only your first career win, but the championship, of course, to yourself. But to Chicagoland, obviously not the easiest track and the longest race of the season.
Yeah, it'll be. I tell you, my AC's off in here, so I'm gonna have to definitely crank that up next week. I'm a little sweaty. It's getting a little sweaty there, but we'll just have to practice, put some laps in, and get ready to go.
There you go, my man. Well, congratulations, and send shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to TIX Racing, Chris Lewis, and then also Strada Italiano, our sponsor. And then, I'd like to also give a shout out to you as well, Chris, for doing this for us every week. So I know it enhances our experience and then the viewer as well. So we always enjoy it.
I try, but appreciate it, man. Congrats, and we'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Chris.
And that is Brandon Alphin, third place finisher tonight, and also a Final Four driver. And the one driver, if you have a pop quiz or want to drop a question on somebody and be like, hey, who was the driver that competed in last year's playoffs and got to the Final Four and made it this season? This is the answer to the question. Sam Fontaine finishes second tonight and goes in as the number one seed, but the seeds get thrown out, kind of like sunflower seeds, I guess. But you are the number two finisher tonight, finishing second, but you are in the Final Four for a second straight year going to Chicagoland.
Yeah, it was a good race for sure. Did a little mistake in the pit road, cost probably the win, but no, it was fun. Overall, it was fun.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got little whoopsies there on pit road. Unfortunately, slid over your stall, but still able to lead some laps tonight. And I know you had fun up there in the front.
Yeah, the goal was just to manage the race and finish decent so we can make it. I knew that I had a comfortable lead in the points to make the Final Four, so mission accomplished. Now we're going to have to focus on winning next week. That's a big goal.
That is a really big goal, as you'll have a chance to go do that next week at Chicagoland. Obviously, you'll have a week to think about it, but what can you take from last season's race that you're going to be able to take into this season?
Well, I think like from last season, I learned how to develop a little bit more aggressiveness in my driving style. So I think that's what I'm gonna try to apply there. Still being careful with the whole strategy and the tire management and everything. But if you want to win, you need to be a little bit aggressive. So I think this season that's gonna help me for sure.
Well, great job tonight, and shout out to whoever you like to, bud.
Yeah, the guys from KGD2, we did a decent race tonight, and the whole league who put the whole guy who put the league together, and you for the broadcast again. Thanks.
Absolutely, my man. Well, congratulations. You are the one seed going in, as I actually am throwing the points grid up there. I'm seeing if it's updated. No, it's not. But I do have the point standings updated, just not on that link. But congratulations on that, and
Thanks,
just go enjoy the rest of your week, bud.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. As I'm going to slide this over. This will show you the playoffs. That was Sam Fontaine, who is the top seed driver throughout the playoffs also, but unfortunately next week's seeds will not matter. It'll be the best finish out of the top four drivers. Sam Fontaine, Brandon Alphin, J.W. Miller, and Lucas Strayer will be the top four drivers going for the championship next week at the virtual Chicagoland Speedway. Now, the one thing that was brought to my attention there by Mr. Strayer, and it is, I believe, a given, is if they do show up next week, they will be the championship team. So this is where I get to create a little drama and hope that God they don't say anything bad here in the next 2 seconds. I'm going to jump into their chat literally on the air and talk to the whole entire team, because it looks like it is official. 247 points, it looks like. You guys have a lead over TIX now in the championship, so it looks like you guys are the team champions.
Hey, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's
Great.
good news.
So I'm sure you guys are feeling pretty good to find that out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's been a pretty wild season, but we had a lot of success after a couple of rough months. So that's definitely a good turnaround.
So the best question I can come up with off the top of my head right now, is when in the world are you going to let Brett win?
Hey, we
They
got
don't
one
want me
shot
to
next
win.
week. We got one shot next week.
I mean, he's the one guy you haven't let win yet.
They don't want me to win, but as per the team championship, I'm a good team player, so we win as a family.
Attaboy. I like it. Well, great job, guys. Congratulations. We'll officially celebrate next week on the championship there. I'm going to jump out so you guys can say whatever the hell you want.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Cal. Appreciate it.
There we go. So I made it, and they didn't say any bad words. That's good. I just thought of Danhausen all of a sudden. Anyways, all right, we're out of here. We're going to go to Chicagoland virtually and go see who will be the champion next Wednesday night. Should be a lot of fun. Of course, the next race you'll see here on the Captain Esports Network will be Sunday night for the Sim 500. They will be at Richmond Raceway. We'll be there next Sunday, or this coming Sunday night for that race. Should be a lot of fun. But, of course, you'll see me streaming here and there, including Friday night, where hopefully I can find my way into the Final Four of another league on my birthday. We're going to have some fun. Let's get older. Why not? Wait, I don't want to get older. Anyways, all right, we're out. Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday evening. Shout out to Black Horizon Brewery for sponsoring the series. Of course, JWM Decks and Patios for sponsoring tonight's race here at the Brickyard. And congratulations to Aaron Smith, who has won his second straight race. And remember, this isn't just a game. It's iRacing. See ya! Brickyard.